You're him, he is you. You're him, he is you. You're him, he is you. You're all gonna die. Do you hear me? You're all gonna die. The Devil's Left Hand is streaming on Tubi. Comes to us from writer, director, and star Harley Wallen, who's done Ash and Bow and a bunch of other movies. Check out his IMDb page for the full listing of his work. He plays the character of Zebula because you dig through the ditches, you burn through the witches, you slam in the back of that Zebula. He is teaming up with Miss Vesna, who's a medium. She's played by Aphrodite Kowalski, who, I gotta say, she really has a great look. She really does have a great look. And they have a past where they know all about entities, demons, and it's a good thing because there's a housewarming party thrown by a young couple that ends with this entity haunting every single one of them, but zeroing in on a guy named Richie because he has a fractured home life, shall we say. Even though he's happy with his significant other, his dad's dead, his mom's in a mental hospital, and then people get haunted by ghostly noises, by nightmare sequences, a lot of nightmare sequences, some fake outs, some special effect where, okay, look, I'm going to be kind here, at least as kind as I can be, as I know this film was made on a shoestring budget, but it's like The Haunting of Alexa King. If you have enough ingenuity, you can make almost any budget work. You really can. But you don't need to stretch the goddamn thing out. And if you have that much material and you try to make it go that goddamn far, you really, really, really better make sure that you utilize it the best way possible. There's effort, at least in the beginning, and effort a couple times, but good goddamn Christ, there were so many moments where I'm like, okay, the characters were just repeating lines of dialogue. There were moments where a nurse was repeating lines of dialogue, and I'm like, yeah, we get it. And the stuff about Richie with his mother and his dead father and all this stuff will get twisted. A few words might get changed around, but it's the same flavor. It's the same goddamn thing. That's all it is. And none of the other characters have any depth. This housewarming party that ends with this entity coming in, they don't seem like they're friends. They don't seem like they're acquaintances. It just seems like people wandered in off the street and like, hey, let's just roll tape. And it's the characters. It's not even the actors. Effort's there. But, God, when you have this much goddamn material, it's not the worst thing I've seen this year. I'm not saying don't watch it. It's not even one of the worst things I've seen this year. But it's also very stereotypical, cliche-ridden, and lazy, and just, I'm sorry, it's not very good. Watch it with some friends, share some laughs, have some fun. I'm going to explain why I didn't really care for this. Yes, the special effects, okay, it's a low-budget movie, but just don't do things that look like they wouldn't even pass for 1980. I'm sorry. Small crew or not. There's one point where Miss Vesna says, oh, demon, you want to do a little dance? You want to make a little love? Do the demon on the ground tonight? Do the demon on the ground tonight. And KC, Sunshine Band, Demonic Bland, get down tonight. Yeah, I didn't really make that work necessarily, but whatever. Let's just fucking roll with it. The mother basically has been in an institution for a while. And then there are just points where I was thinking that this thing was filmed in a couple weekends. And that's all right. That's all right. You know what? That being said, effort was there. Was it great? No, it was absolutely not great. I did not like this movie at all. But I respect the effort. But Jesus goddamn Christ. This was, again, give it a shot. Maybe you'll find some laughs in it. I was laughing quite a few times. I was laughing at the ghost effects, the violence effects, the fact that characters are being introduced with minutes left to go, and ideas were being used to how will we take care of the demon with minutes left to go. It was amazing just how, jumbled this whole thing was, despite the fact they had barely any material. It's actually fucking mind-blowing. So, yeah, pretty much right there, that's really all I have to say. I'm going to get into spoilers just so you know. There really isn't that much to spoil with this, because a lot of it, 80% of his characters wandering around talking about shit, and then occasionally something happens, and you're like, oh, right, there's a demon here. Oh, wait, I don't care. I don't fucking care. So 3, 2, 1, and spoilers. It's on Tubi if you want to check it out, by the way. So, Richie's dad went to Amityville, and he shot him to stop his dad. And then the mother ended up in an institution. Was it possessed? Was it actually like that? We don't know. We still don't know by the end, by the way. This demon shapeshifts and can take over anybody. which they introduce all of 2 or 3 times. Seriously. They seemingly forget about that for a while and then reintroduce it. And then you got the Zebula guy and you got Miss Vesna. There's a character, Tiffany. You see more stuff that she's been in. These special effects. There was a skull face in a basement scene that actually made me think, like, what? What the hell? That's the best? Again, low budget, I know, but come on, that's offensive. The mother basically will not let the father demon ghost thingy take his soul. There's Agramon, that's the name of the demon. Agramon, do 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 do. Agramon, do 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 do. Agramon, do 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 do. The jump scares are absolutely terrible. The dad's ghost shows up to offer Richie a way of life. Richard is actually his name, but let's not laugh at the name Richard, or short for Dick. Let's not laugh at that. Let's be mature and talk about the devil's left hand, because there's this demon that's the right hand, and and Agramon is the left hand, and I think the devil is left-handed, says Mr. Zebula. And I said they're all insane because anybody would have to be insane to think, we probably shouldn't be involved in this, and people carry guns around, or one guy keeps a gun in a safe that looked more like a goddamn microwave. Hopefully he didn't try to cook popcorn in that thing. And then the mother's freaking out. Oh, you're all gonna die. Do you hear me? You're all gonna die. Then there's a Asian, I believe, that goes by they, them, or of Asian descent, they, them. They go by they, them pronouns. I didn't write their name down. I do apologize. They get introduced. I call it Memoirs of a Geisha Ghost. And, okay, for some reason, I guess that's the entity they're looking for. But then the dad's spirit kills the mother. The nurse is trying to figure out what the hell's going on. The nurse was taking care of her. The mother had shown up earlier at the house and then left, and it turned out, oh no, the demon can shapeshift. We remember this. Also, there is a dagger that is introduced by one random guy that says to Zebula, hey, this was used to kill demons and Dracula. Because why not? Why not fucking have something that was used to kill Dracula? Makes as much sense as anything else in this goddamn thing. This will not end, is what I was noting. This doesn't make any sense, is what the nurse was noting, and she said it so many times where I'm like, yes, we get it, we get it. Did they just loop the goddamn audio? What is happening is what I know. The cops show up. The cops show up to do this investigation because the mom died. And then the cops show up a little bit later. There's 10 minutes left, and this random guy that knows Zebula and Vesna says, hey, let's just look in this book. It's a reading demon rainbow, and let's see if there's another way to stop it. Instead of stabbing it with a dagger, stabbing somebody with a dagger, or who knows, stabbing something. They're going to stabby, stabby, stabby. That does not look like I'm using a dagger. 10 minutes left. And let's just do that. And hey, the cops show up. And then one of the cops gets possessed. And then the other female cop gets taken. And then she's possessed. And then the other guy's dead. Everybody's dead. Everybody just dies. Well, at least some people die. One funny scene earlier on in the movie was where there was a lighter and a can of hairspray. I guess we're going to burn the demon, or we're going to burn something. A random guy dies in a bar for no reason. And then Alexa gets possessed by the demon, and Alexa, please play demonic voices and all that. And then we're going to have a wah wakeboard. Nailed it. It's also nighttime after being 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon a minute earlier. And then the cops die. It turns out it's Carter. I guess they couldn't get Carter. And then Vesna gets possessed after Zebula can't do anything, and that's it. I guess the entity was able to possess her like it possessed her before, so why wasn't it in her doing this? Or maybe she was dead this whole time, and she was being used as a vessel for this? I'm confused. Is it a good ending or a bad ending? It's an ending. And that's a fucking enough. Yeah. I appreciate the effort, but I'm sorry, F. I did not like this at all. I'm not saying don't watch it. Give it a shot. You can find some humor in it. Fuck. F. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Renthland. I'll see you soon.